this with the family. My dad has been in the ministry for over 45 years, 46 years, coming on 47. That's a long time, isn't it? And he had a lot of great traditions as a pastor, did a lot of great things. And one of the things that he did as a pastor, he had these things called pastoral announcements. And they're just kind of like family meetings. So if you're visiting with us today, this is just kind of a family meeting. Just hang in for a second. We'll get to the message in just a second. But this is just kind of for people that are go to Harvest Family Church all the time, part of the church, part of the family here. Just have a couple things, couple reminders to talk about and just some other things. What time do our services start? 9 and 11. Now, we have at different times, at different seasons of our church, people have been on time and early and good, and then sometimes we just kind of aren't. And I've been hearing, especially up in the children's church, sometimes some children are showing up at 9:15, 9:20, 9:25, or also 11:15, 11:20, 11:25. If you're single, it's pretty easy to get here on time, seriously. If you're single, you have no reason to be late for anything. You just have no idea. Now, if you have children, we have children's ministry going on upstairs. And now, if you could just think about when we have services going on upstairs for our children, if you have ever worked with children at all, maybe you've been reading them a story, and a distraction happens, how hard is it for children to keep their attention? It's very hard. So if we start our classes upstairs, 9 and 11, and there's kids coming in for the next 15, 20, 25 minutes, virtually that whole time, if kids are coming in the classes basically as distractions, it's kind of wasted time for the children, because every time they get started doing something, they start explaining something, reading something, teaching something, a new kid comes in, and then all the kids look, hey, Joey's here, hey, blah, blah, blah. So, parents with children specifically, if you could do your best, please, to get here on time, just like you do at your job, just like you do at the movies. You go to the movies on time. It'd be great for you to come to church. It'd be great for you to teach your children. And it's good to be on time for things, kids, because it's going to be good for them to be on time at their jobs in different places. And not only just for practical, but just for respect for others. Respect for others, for other children, that you would just show up on time. Come early, come down here, maybe sit and meet somebody, parents, make out with your wife, I don't know. You have a little bit extra time free without the kids. I would never do that in church, Pastor Brent. Hey, God sees you. Every other time you're kissing, it's okay to do it in church. No, that could get weird. I'm just kidding. And the other thing, if we could just throw up that first slide, please. Your heart, your hands, your family. In January, just this year, we just want to talk a little bit about volunteerism at our church. That our church is run and can run because of volunteers. If you have a lot of people coming together on a Sunday morning, it just takes a lot of volunteers to run a church. Last Sunday I had volunteers stand up in the second service. A lot of people that have volunteered their time and energy and talent here at the church, and we appreciate it. It's very important, but we want to inspire you, and there's no guilt in this announcement at all. There's a couple things. Hopefully there's a little bit of inspiration, and then hopefully there's some practicality in your thinking about being a part of a church. Now, if this is your church home, if you would say, hey, Harvest Family Church is my church, this is where I go, this is where I want to be involved, and this is where your heart is, that we would ask you to volunteer some of your time. That we have a lot of children's ministry going on upstairs. We have places for ushers. We have other places for people to work, hospitality, sound. If you're a techie at all, we can use your help, computers, sound, different things like that. Different places we have for you to volunteer your time. If your heart is here and this is your church, it's not a guilt thing. It's just a practicality. There's many hands make light work. And so we have some openings in different places to volunteer, and we have a desk set up there in the back corner with the same sign on it that you can't miss it. And on top of it is our Ministry of Helps applications. If you could please, if you are not volunteering anywhere, and your heart is here, we would ask that you would just take one of these on your way out. All the places that you can volunteer are listed inside the application. And then if we could, in practical terms too, parents with children. if you have children up on our children's ministry, wouldn't be a great thing, wouldn't be a huge thing for us to ask you to also help in the children's ministry. Now, we have a lot of students working up there. We have a lot of grandparents up there. We have a lot of people up there working who don't actually have kids up there. And I know you might be thinking, okay, Pastor Brent, but today is my break from kids. I am with kids all week, and I understand it's difficult. But if everybody thought that way, we couldn't have a children's ministry. And all we are asking you for, the commitment that we have for a children's ministry is that it's one service every 3 weeks. It's not a lot of time, and then it makes things run well. And as we represent our church, as we represent Christ, we want to do it excellently. So if week up, if we have visitors show up and there's no volunteers in the classroom, or we're short on volunteers, it reflects on the church, it reflects on Christ. So we want to have excellence, don't we? We want to represent God excellently. And so one of the ways that we can do that is we can volunteer our time. We would give our hands and our time to something where our heart is. And then the last thing there is family. Now, that it's kind of has a double meaning, that family. It means nuclear family, that when you serve in the context of your local church, that you are actually serving your own family in a sense. This is where my family goes. This is where I serve. But also the family of God, that we are serving each other, that we have an opportunity to serve each other, to serve our Christ family, that our God family, that we get together, that we're having this celebration, we're having this time where we worship God and think about God. And also, God doesn't want us to just be interested in Him. He wants us to be interested in people. And God's gathering His group, He talks about it as a family. So we're going to serve each other. We're going to serve our family. So like I said, there's no guilt. It's not about guilt. Hopefully, if your heart is here, you're inspired to help, you want to be a part of, and there's just a practicality of, if we have a lot of people helping, then other people aren't overwhelmed, right? Many hands make light work, your mother told you, and the same is true at church. So if you're not volunteering anywhere and your heart is here, please pick up a Ministry of Helps application on your way out this morning, and also bring it back. Fill it out and bring it back. We would appreciate that. And just as another note, people that are working in, by way of information, people that work in our children's ministry have to have a police background check. And partly that's for our insurance. And partly that just seems like wisdom, doesn't it? Parents? And so that's a great thing. That's also just an added security thing that you can understand about our church. So thank you. On your way up, there's that table. You can't miss it. All right, family meeting is over. All right, today we are starting a brand new series for the new year, and it is called Vision for the Journey. That our lives, we are on a journey with God, and the way God operates in our lives and how our lives operate is through vision. That we see something, that God puts thoughts and dreams and visions in our hearts and our minds and in our lives, so that we can accomplish something. That we can live out lives that are not boring. That we can live out exciting lives, because God has an exciting life for us to live. To be a Christian doesn't mean that you're boring and outdated and irrelevant. It means that your life is on fire for God, and He is putting something on the inside of you, that you can change your life, that you can change other people's lives around you. And He wants your life to burn with vision. That He wants you to be able to see what He's put out there in the future for you. He wants you to see and know and understand what you are created for. He wants you to know why you are here. He wants you to have a clear vision. Now, many times at the new year, we're kind of making resolutions, which are kind of goals, which are not bad things. But if we can clarify our vision for our lives, for our families, for our jobs, our careers, for our church,